All right, folks, welcome to Blunt Talk NOLA Sunday edition with your host T. on the spot.
Shot Child 17.
And Chop Tracks is in the building, but he's behind the scenes right now. So, first thing first, I just want to welcome everybody to the Sunday edition. This is a continuing coverage of our podcast for Friday. Um, we just basically gonna finish trying to tighten up our last discussion to make sure we are 100% and fully clear that we're trying to get to the bottom of the situation as far as who created hip hop or the art form known as hip hop. So I just want to give a big thanks to everybody that joined us Friday for Friday's episode. I definitely want to thank our people who jumped in the comments and people who are coming into the comments. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank you for our special guest that came up on screen last week. We look forward to seeing you a little bit more, brother. Jump in that conversation or chat or, come up on screen. I put the link in the comment section. So if you want to jump on
So
screen.
shout out to Cap, man. He always a trooper.
For sure. So if you do want to jump up on screen, if you're not bashful or anything like that, follow the link in the comments. Make sure to create your username to protect your identity. Yeah. So that's that part. So first thing first, I want to go ahead and drop the fair use. That way we don't get our show messed with by you know who behind you know what. So let me drop that back. Alright. So, normally we do a little warm up session, find out how everybody's been doing throughout the week. But today's Sunday was a slow day. Pretty much know what's going on. But just to be safe, how was y'all weekend so far? Even though this is the last day of the weekend, how was y'all weekend, man? Welcome, Didi 504. Alright, so just to go ahead and get us started. I had a good weekend, man. I found out I'm gonna be working 7 straight. Put a little bread in my pocket, started catching a little overtime, man. And enjoy times as they come. Just try to keep shit pushing. So, that's just for me as far as what I got going on. Simon, you got anything you want to add, man, as far as how your week been so far? Weekend?
Nah, I'm good, bro. Shit, I'm just ready to get the show rolling, bro. I know a lot of people didn't really, get the voice their opinions or get some of the stuff out because of the conversation and everything else that was going on. I didn't think that the topic was going to get that deep, but sometimes that happens, P. So I just want
Right.
get it in, see what's happening with everybody. So I got one for
Hey,
other news and
bro,
I got one for the segment, so we should be good.
Okay. I did a little bit as I was looking for some other stuff as far as related to the topic of the foundational Black American, that actually has been a discussion topic that's been going on for like 2 years or better. Because I
Yeah, it's
found some
tied
videos.
into the reparations as well. Yeah, it's tied into
Right. And the information that I've been getting, as far as I can ascertain, as far as the foundational Black American thing, as far as the history of it is concerned, is that as far as recent times, I don't think people really knew what foundational Black America was until it was brought to the light. A lot of the scholars have been doing a lot of history and research to find out that this actually was a thing. Now, go ahead and do this present right quick. Just to debunk what Fat Joe said about this being a group of radical Black racists, right? Or a group started by a bunch of people with what was his direct word? A bunch of broke motherfuckers. Just to debunk that.
Yeah, something along those lines.
So this is really we did a little bit of the history as far as they was able to give us as far as Black foundational Black America. It says in the third paragraph, it is important to clarify that the foundational Black American is not a group or an organization, and there is no designation either of FBA. FBA is a lineage designation that specifically refers to over 43 million Black Americans who are direct descendants of the freedman, the formerly enslaved Black people who were emancipated in the United States. This lineage represents a unique and unbroken connection to the foundational pillars of this nation. So, that's just to debunk the statement that Fat Joe made about this being something that Black people are a bunch of radical Black racists started, or a bunch of broke motherfuckers with no money, or shit like that. Like, that's just the biggest thing that you could have did was say something like that and not really understand that it's not even about having a leader. It was never about having a leader. It was them letting us know that it is a designated name for people who were enslaved, freed, and the descendants of said people, versus calling yourself African American or Black American. You could call yourself a foundational Black American, which it kind of makes sense. So, yeah, if you got
man.
anything for any other,
definitely a lot of threads with that. You're right, Pete.
In other news.
My bad, folks. I ran that twice. Did you have anything for any other news, Donna?
Yeah, like I was saying, I got one for you. Hold on, man. Let me pull it up right quick. Check this shit out. This shit crazy.
Parents reacting to the arrest of an elementary school principal and a third grade teacher. This all stems from a rowdy house party with more than 100 teens in Brevard County.
Fox 35 was the only station there as police were outside that principal's house today. And Fox 35's Chancellor Wynn is live in Cocoa Beach tonight. So, Chancellor, the community is in shock over these arrests.
Yeah, John Loan, we've been speaking with parents from Cocoa Beach Junior Senior High School. Those lights actually right there are the ones lighting up the school's parking lot. Now, those parents tell me they're shocked a bit, but not entirely about the arrest of a teacher and a parent from this school. This is Roosevelt Elementary School. Now, again, it's a teacher and the principal of the school have been arrested. A father telling me nothing really surprises him anymore, but a mother speaking out says she's beginning to question her trust in educators.
To know that these kinds of things are happening is terrifying.
An underage house party at a Brevard County principal's home ends with first responders treating a heavily intoxicated juvenile in the front yard.
Elizabeth Hill Brodigan was seen by an officer at the top of her driveway, who then returned inside her residence and turned out the outside lights, causing the EMS workers to not be able to see to treat the juvenile.
Hill Brodigan is the principal at Theodore Roosevelt Elementary School, and Cocoa Beach police say around 100 kids were partying at her home on Sunday night and drinking alcohol that was available in coolers throughout the house. A nearby traffic stop landed one juvenile in jail, charged with a DUI.
They're the most precious things to you, your children, and you're trying to raise them well, and then they have this influence in their life. It just breaks my heart.
Police say a Theodore Roosevelt Elementary School teacher, Carly Anderson, was also at the party, intoxicated.
These kids, they trust teachers, they trust the administrators, and when you have someone betray that trust and lead these kids down a path like that, it's sad and scary all at the same time.
A mother of two Brevard public school teens says this is something she never expected in her school district. Hill Brodigan is facing charges of child neglect, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, and holding an open house party, while Anderson has charges of child neglect and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Now, detectives say they've interviewed nearly 100 kids from throughout the county, and the kids at the party were as young as 13 years old. Reporting in Cocoa Beach, Chancellor Wynn, Fox 35 News.
Now that, my friend, had to be one raging ass party.
See you later, yeah.
Now I will say this though.
All right.
I will say this. They should have known better than that shit.
It wasn't even much about knowing better. I ain't gonna lie to you, but continue. They had coolers in each part of the house, Pete.
And in the front yard. So it was liquor everywhere.
Where somebody was intoxicated. This was probably a lot of 7th graders. Even though she was a principal for elementary school, that confused me right there. So it must be a middle school mixed with it.
Yeah, right next door to it. So the biggest question I had at mine is, I ain't gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna even question that no more, because people have gotten to the point where they feel like if these children want to be adults, I'm gonna let them be adults. But as an educator, as a principal, as someone who is supposed to be in the spot that they're in, taking essentially advantage of these children, they need to have their asses handed to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just throw them in jail and give them some time. How about they catch time for every child at that party? Because you're only going to probably try to penalize them for the ones that you caught intoxicated or whatever like that. Just how they try to throw for every person in the vicinity of a parade, you get caught with an illegal gun. They're going to give you what? Attempted, especially if you discharge that firearm. Attempted murder for every person in the vicinity. And that could be hundreds of people, right? So,
Right.
what could be, or what should be, we know what they're charging them with, but what should be the penalty as you committed this offense?
Oh, the chief can pull it though.
What kind of, huh?
Hold on, my bad. My sound.
Yeah, so uh, I think about what as a person who's presiding over this case would say. What kind of penalty could I give you that would set a precedent, right? Where which we've been seeing it time and time again that these people don't give a fuck about these children no more, bro. They really don't. Because we keep seeing in the news where somebody is doing something with children, 2 children, 4 children, having children with children. Like, man, it's getting to
They
be a
say they interviewed
bad
over 100
situation.
children, and the ones who did go actually was talking about some of the underage
Some of the stuff that was
activities.
happening,
So,
right?
did y'all think one of those teachers was interested in one of those little boys as well, or you think it was just like
Yeah,
a fun
yeah.
teacher having fun in there and just
Nah. I think it was about seeing if how many can we get to come, how many could we get intoxicated, and how many we could take advantage of all in one night, and just hope and pray nobody gets too messed up that they gotta call a cop or that nobody records it, which we know they probably did. Teenagers and cell phones, that's
what happened
nah.
too as well.
You're not getting that
Yeah.
phone out here, and you gonna pry it away from them. But just sitting down, think about it. Like again, you had to be in a whole fucked up mind frame to sit up there and throw a house party for hundreds of kids there and then be serving them liquor. It'd be different if they snuck liquor there themselves. You know what I'm saying? That would be madly different. But for the
But
people
they
to say
serving
they
it too.
found coolers full of liquor all throughout the house and in the front yard, man, you intentionally wanted them children to get wasted. Now, another thought that just crossed my mind too. What if this was a setup to see how many they could get kidnapped, or harvest, or what have you, traffic? What if that was a potential? Because they were trying to round up all the people with ice. So what if this was one of them situations where we're paying so much money to get us some kids so we can take them back with us when we go back over the border? But what if that was the situation, man? Like, it's fucked up to think like that, or to think that could be something that could potentially have happened, but it's not uncommon.
You got a name for the sting if they did do some shit like that. They got a name for the sting. You know how they call it blue button bastard or something like that. The police got a name
Yeah,
for it. So
Operation.
Operation Feather Duster and shit. This nigga crazy. It'd be some shit like that, but
Hey,
I just think
bro,
she just got. I think
that
she was just negligent, bro. She got comfortable out there in the little town, bro. And it's look too cute with them churn, bro. Thought she could do probably some shit like that. I don't know, but at the same time, too,
I
I
don't
do
know.
think she
Ne-
could sue
yeah,
somebody.
negligent. Yes, I give negligence a
I'm being
very
nice. I'm being nice.
big thumbs up to negligence, but I really believe that she just, I don't know. It could be kind of
Principal
like you said
and
earlier,
teacher.
like
So
yeah,
third
felt
grade teacher.
comfortable
The
and
third grade
wanted
teacher and
to.
the principal. Those. Yeah.
But you gotta be one. Could it be like they say? They wanted to be friends with us. I just want you guys to see we're cool and you can come talk to us and we could be friends and all that goody shit. I think that could be one of the other things too.
Yeah,
But
that's a good
again,
excuse.
you
'Cause
didn't
that's
have
a
to
lot
have
of
alcohol,
friends. Yeah, that's a lot of friends
right?
too.
It was white kids or
That's a lot
black
of friends.
kids?
They
Probably was
didn't say.
mixed Mexicans and every fucking thing.
Because I
It's in
know
Orlando.
white people let their children drink.
Yeah, I believe.
White people let their children drink.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah,
They definitely do.
color folks ain't trying to hear that shit.
They damn
So
sure
I
let
can't
them
say
drink.
that. I can't say that either. I
Well,
can't
that
say
the
that
white people
either.
let their children drink?
No, that color folk don't let their children drink. I can't say that
I could say they
either.
don't let them drink, but I
Not
wouldn't.
excessively. Like here,
Yeah, they
you
don't let them
fucking
drink.
need
When you say let them drink, you saying they gave them the alcohol. I'm saying these people give their children the alcohol to drink.
right whole bottles of beer and shit.
You
Now ain't
talking
nothing
no,
wrong with
nigga? I'm
being
talking
on no
about really be drinking, nigga.
liquor.
Dying Julio. Fucking, what you talking about? Long as they be in their own little community. The reason I can say that is because I went on a cruise and I didn't do Carnival. I did Norwegian, so you know it's mostly white
Royal.
people, shit like that on the boat, and they got clubs and shit for the kids there, and they was getting drinks and shit. They had their parents had the drink package and they was getting the drinks. I was like, God damn, this is ridiculous. But hey, that's what they do with their kids.
Oh, but you know what? Is that because there's no laws at sea?
Probably.
Once you outside of U.S. jurisdiction, anything
Yeah, they
goes.
probably going off maritime law once they get on the water. But, that don't mean it ain't right. I mean, this, that, and the third.
That don't make it right, right. I get it.
Mm-mm.
But now think about it like this too. There are certain cultures that once their children make a certain age, they consider them adults. Hey, you want this liquor? Get this liquor. You
That's
want
just
this
like with
beer?
the thing y'all was talking about earlier, saying like, is it a middle school or not? Some schools have an elementary school and they stop at sixth grade or some shit like that, or fifth grade, and then you go to sixth, seventh, eighth grade at the middle school,
That's middle
then
school.
you
Right.
know to the other school. But when you hear elementary school, you're just thinking like, what they got a bunch of first and third graders in there, bitch, you know. But was it
Mm.
like y'all was saying? Was it the middle schoolers
Yeah, it was. He
versus
said
the?
the youngest person there was 13.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah,
we
you can't tell
talking,
no
like I
parents
was
and
saying,
shit.
a bunch of 7 and 8 graders and shit. But y'all a principal and a teacher though. And it's not your damn children to be giving them anything. But it
Now,
turned into a big ass shindig, like like they do in the movies. So
quick question. Did they do any interviews with
You say yeah, they did interviews. They say some of the kids was talking about the underage shit.
and the ambulance had to come up. That's how they got busted. Lil Round had too much, and when they found out the age and how much traffic was in that area, that the people couldn't even get there you know, to do the duty,
So the
put a
so
little
the
extra
parents
on
was
it,
okay
extra
with them
mayonnaise
being at
shit.
the party.
The
They knew
parents
about
didn't
it.
know. Nah,
Oh, they didn't know they was at a party at all.
no, no.
Oh, okay.
All this was,
Wait, how you got
like
hundreds of
some.
kids outside?
That's why
Wait
it
a
became
minute.
a fiasco. That's why. That's why it
Oh,
became a who.
shoot.
What time
Yeah,
the party
it
was
wasn't even
for?
gonna make the news or none of that shit. Like I
That
don't think
don't
they
make no
mentioned
sense.
the exact time, but it was.
Yeah, that just don't make sense for parents not to
Yeah.
know.
Hey, I'm going by my friend Johnny. We go and do our homework around that time, child.
No.
They looked at that as an opportunity to be out. Wow. That was. Oh, we didn't know they were at a party. Yes, the fuck we did. Because think about
Yeah,
it. How
nah.
many
We good right
parents
now.
with other parents? Hey, did Johnny tell you about him coming over
Oh,
there tonight?
yeah, I
Nah,
think they
Johnny tell you
found
about
out
him.
about the party. That's what I'm saying. I think they found out about the party. Fellas. I don't think it was like, okay, where my kid at? They at a party. See what I'm saying? Ain't nobody knew until the shit started, You know what I'm
Until
saying? You know,
somebody, till they
like you
had to
said,
call the
them kids
ambulance.
started posting. No, till they started. You know how them kids do. They can't not post shit. They went to posting and doing. So word got around how it got
So it
around, but
wasn't like they
it
was
was
trying to
really.
hide it from nobody.
Right.
It probably was, but they can't keep their mouth shut. They tell niggas they kill niggas
Shit,
now
you
and use a
damn
rap.
sure
So
can't. You damn sure ain't trying to hide it if you put it on social media.
of course, that's my point.
Yeah, I don't think it was that
That's how
stupid.
these
I
kids
think
rock. That's how
I
these
think
kids
I
rock.
don't think it was that stupid. I think the parents knew they went to a party. They just ain't knew all that was going on at the party, probably.
Well, I ain't gonna say everybody. So, but out of 100 kids, I'm gonna say about 75% of them didn't know that shit was going on. And some parents probably do let their little kids do whatever. When we going to a party, that shit. Yeah.
At
Get that, but
13?
with your elementary school third grade teacher and your fucking principal, nah, ain't nobody knew that.
But what? So that's
I couldn't leave the house without people permission, me personally,
Man, I'm
so I
trying to
don't
tell you
know.
anything too. Oh, it's a sleepover,
So
or
how many
it's
of
a what
these
you
kids
call them.
out there had
Yeah, the
driver's
teacher and them
licenses
having it. We
and
just
another
gonna
one
have
of them
parties and
stopped and
snacks, and
being robbed?
they try to make it seem probably would seem like it was a good thing. So, like you saying, they probably did know it was a party. They didn't know it was a Diddy party.
Nah, they knew it was a Diddy party.
They know they had liquor there too. Okay.
Yeah, they knew they had liquor and that shit that they be having at the parties. Them
Nah, I
niggas
don't
know.
believe that.
That's why the niggas that know left.
Ain't nobody gonna admit that they agreed with having an underage drinking party with their principal and their third grade teacher. They not. That's illegal as fuck, Jack.
That's how I knew the parents had to know something.
Yeah, they probably knew something. I
Somebody
give
knew
you that,
something.
but
Yeah, they had to know something.
And then the thing, like they said in the
ain't
they
all
were
that.
talking about it. They had so much traffic that EMS had to walk up on foot. So how many
That's what I'm saying.
motherfuckers
So
out
it's not like they was
there?
trying to hide. It was a big ass party in front of everybody.
Right. That just,
Niggas
but
say
that's
they
what I'm
found them
saying.
stash
Like, ain't no
spots.
way you
They
gonna.
found them cachets. Them cachets of wine coolers and shit that bit. They were like, wait, hold up, who this for? What's wrong with him? Why he laid out on the ground? Let's check him. Ma'am, it's
I mean, if that's the case, you can say that the teachers wasn't giving it to
nigga
them
was
and they
drunk
went
as
in the
hell.
ice and got it. You know, they could have been the teacher party and
They responsible
children
though.
wound up
So
gone.
yeah, they definitely responsible though. So they don't give a fuck about none of that. They responsible. They the only adults,
They're
Jack.
not more
Somebody
responsible than
gotta
their
take the
parents.
blame. Right, because that's the automatic thing. What they parents was that? Because there ain't no way you gonna keep saying, we keep looking at the people who in the education system and this and that. Where the hell are the parents at when all this shit be going on?
I guess they just be believing their children and going inside.
They be believing the educator, I think too. It's a problem if you're gonna look at it like that, because you send your children to these schools believing that these people is gonna be upright, even if you keeping up with them. When they not around, what do they do? You can't be around them 24/7. So it's like you have to give some type of trust over. And when these people take advantage of that, that's something you can't help sometimes.
Yeah, I give a trust over to my child, not to them.
Right. And if the child breaks the trust, that's something that you and that child got to deal with. If you put your trust in people that ain't, as Silent said, that ain't your kinfolk, shit. And it's getting hard to trust kinfolk nowadays the way shit been happening. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But yeah, man, I would love to know more if there is more to be.
Yeah, keep your circle tight and check up on
Now,
your
it
people,
should
bro.
be. It should definitely be
Keep your
more.
circle tight and check up on your people
Because
because
it's an
that's exactly
underage party with
what this fuck
children.
going
That
on.
shit should be on it should definitely be bigger than what it is.
But I think they
Unless they're
tried
trying to
to
hide
do a
certain
little
stuff.
too much too, though, chap. That's what I give credit for too, right? Like kept showing the elementary shit and kept showing the elementary like these children was 4, 5, 7, and 12. Let me say 10 and shit. Like no, these were older kids, but still, y'all could have just told the truth, and that's what I don't like about the fucking news, though. That's why I like when y'all hear this shit because it raises doubt in people's head, like Chop saying, like about the parent situation or P. Dot's situation when he was saying, yeah, that is could possibly be some shit where these motherfuckers is setting them up. Operation Feather Duster. You see what I'm saying? So it just provoked the thought. So I love it, fellas.
All right. Let's see. Well, Chop, I know you said you wasn't gonna have nothing in another.
Yeah, no, I ain't.
So, oh wait.
Which is back in the Super Bowl.
Um,
KC and Philly. I seen them on the Philly score. I said, damn, that beat the States up. Shout out to Washington. They did do a good job by NFL standards.
Look at Taylor Swift. They got the camera on her more than they got the bitch
Oh, they're
on
gonna
him.
keep all that shit driving the fuck out of me, bro. But I'm gonna leave it alone because I ain't got time for the bullshit, y'all, man. But I see what people be saying now when they be pissed off and shit, like especially Kansas City fans. That shit is a little weird.
These bitches going.
Told them it's promotion. It's these people doing big
You
business
had
with each other. So
other
flashing
dudes
her
beat up?
1,000 times gonna get more likes and views.
no. I got 1 2 minute tabs open as it is, so I'm gonna leave that alone.
30 minutes in, player. Let's move on.
All right. So one of the videos that I have up, that I looked up. I looked up like 2 to 3 different videos, and they talked about foundational Black Americans, who are foundational Black Americans. There is 2 different videos on that, and then I did a video about the American Maroons and the Black Seminoles and how they came to join forces and become later known in history as foundational Black Americans. So check this first video out right quick.
John Brown here. Today coming to you with a clip, short and sweet, talking about who are FBA, who are Foundational Black Americans. Foundational Black Americans are the original melanated people of the North American continent. When Columbus and other explorers from Europe had reached the coast of the North American continent, the people that they saw that were already here, that they didn't understand how people were here already and who they were because they believed that this was new land, those people are Foundational Black Americans. Foundational Black Americans have the ability to trace their lineage all the way back to descendants of the American slave trade. None of Foundational Black Americans' immediate family run back to Africa, meaning it would have been generations prior to that since the lineage of Foundational Black American people were then back on the African continent. This is who Foundational Black Americans are. Foundational Black Americans are the true and aboriginal melanated people of the North American continent. These are also the same people that had given free labor to the American corporation to build the foundation of what today is known as the United States of America. Foundational Black Americans did that. John Brown here, replacing white supremacy with a system of justice.
All right, so that's first
Hey
off.
man, you stand on what you stand on, live around. Yeah, I'm saying. That man said what he said. I can't disagree with him. What you want me to say? That's what he said. I'm telling you what he said.
All right, I'm gonna go to the next one then. And this next one is it's a little more lengthier than the next two are a little more lengthier than the first, but they do kind of give a little more.
So basically, the FBA is for anybody who has lineage tied to the American slave trade.
Yeah, that's according to him.
And with that being said,
For Columbus, anybody who lived here before Columbus, that's what he said. He said anybody who has any lineage of America before Columbus, say he discovered this motherfucker. Just remember, that's the whole argument, right? Wasn't nothing here. We all came off boats from Africa, and white people colonized. But we're finding out that that's not true. So he's saying that people can trace their lineage back to that time.
If you can. Remember, there was a lot of shit being burned.
if you can't, then you not FBA, right?
Well, I would say it would be the opposite, because
because you know why? Because they mix and change who you is anyway. So that's what you will be kind of following. How do you find somebody that you didn't change who they is every other 10th generation?
especially knowing that
It's a different
names
paper
were
trail.
taken,
That's all.
names were
It's a
given.
different path than which you used to just, going by the context clue. You've been lied to a lot about what actually happened, so it's probably not even much that fault, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I just think people don't look. But it's a lot of people too that I see that's Africans that see the FBA too.
Yeah, but they can't. I don't see how they would be able to claim. Well,
It's a
I
brotherhood. It's
don't
not
know.
a.
I
That's what I'm
don't think.
saying. It's not a cult. It's not. You see what I'm saying? It's not none of that shit. Like, yeah, it's
It's not. It's not an organizational thing. It's not a society. So
So the
however,
lineage
the
and all that
problem
shit
with
don't
that,
matter. It's like, if you won't be part of it, you can say you're part of it because it's a brotherhood.
that's the problem with being able to say that. Now, isn't it? Right? I'm a foundational Black American. How? What lineage of yours predates the American slave trade? Right? And if you are African that isn't free or come from free people, then you would not be able to say you're necessarily a foundational Black American. You would be a foundational Black American that descended from freedmen after slavery was ended. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
you still was born at the time where all that shit was going on anyway. So you still would be foundational at this point. It's 2025. We talking about history, right? So it's just a name. It's not It's not who you are. It's just a name that represents people that have been misrepresented for a lot of things that was here in America that happened. For instance, uh, how black people started getting props for the traffic light and stuff like that. Like that's basically what this is. Just taking back what's yours instead of letting other people and other cultures tell you what you and who your history is. You know, even if you was one of those slaves that came from Africa, it wasn't 75 million of y'all, but y'all did come over here, and y'all, you know what I'm saying, had those same problems as well. So when we think about prisoners of war, we think about slavery as well, because that word don't come from over here; it comes from them. So this is what they call people that they captured. They say even the African motherfuckers was, giving shit away too, but that ain't my business. It's a circumstance of how shit happened. You don't have to be a brotherhood. You don't have to be none of that shit. You just know what happened, how it happened, and you know what I'm saying?
When it happened.
I think
And don't let nobody tell you.
the chasing of it, finding out your lineage ain't as hard as people think. Because like I say, most people don't know who their great grandma is or their great grandfather or whoever. But it ain't hard to find out either. That information is available.
They told you had to take slave masters' names and shit too. Was everybody family a slave master name though? That's another debate right there. So it's spider webs into this shit, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Trust me, they ain't got all the motherfucking answers. Silent ain't got them. I'm telling you, I'm learning with my brothers. That's why I be pinging shit off y'all, bro. Cause it's what Nipsey say, it's a marathon, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanting to know who you is amazing to me.
And that is something that I think
they try to use to keep niggas from reading for real, child. They used to do that for real. Like how you stop a nigga from reading? That's crazy, but it was a thing.
Because it is an interesting thing to know where you came from, what your lineage is, how far back does your lineage really go, especially when the context comes to talking about this country. And even if you could trace your lineage back to the beginning in this country, how much further back can you trace your lineage? Especially, especially knowing that not everybody who is in this country's family biologically came from this country or naturally came from this country. If I can use that word. But, yeah,
and nigga, they got foundational Irish. The motherfuckers started a foundation here in America. What's the problem? I don't get it.
Black America. You know what I'm saying?
Foundational Chinese foundation.
But see, that's different because black ain't no race.
Exactly, and that's how lost we is. Thank you, child. We can't even take this and make it to what it's supposed to be, right? And that's the whole thing about the journey of figuring out who the fuck you is, because we so separated, as they say.
Should have been took black out. Black shouldn't be nowhere in the motherfucker.
Thank you. You shouldn't have accept it. Exactly, bro.
But that's just my
this is the moniker that gets people to even look your way to say, hey, it's something different that you should be going by. And that's the problem, though, every time. It's certain things that catch people.
If you break it down even more so, it's for free slaves.
Like you understand that, though. If I say, so you understand that. Yeah.
Like, if you still was a slave, then no, you can't be part of the FBA. But Because you ain't get free?
I don't,
Like, what the fuck?
no,
I don't know.
I don't believe in the whole slavery thing. Like I said, I believe in the prisoners of war thing, and that shit just been carried through paperwork to keep the people, through families and all that type of shit. So that's a whole nother story. But all that support a foundation, whatever foundation that you have here in America. Your people might be traced to slavery. You see what I'm saying? Your people might be traced to Africa. You never know till you find.
Most of my people trace all the way back 16 to Americas. Everybody. On my daddy's side and my mom's side.
Mm-hmm. The furthest I was able to get back into the early 1900s, late 1800s. That's only because I had to do a timeline of the age of my grandmother to my great grandmother. You know what I'm saying? And that's
just knowing their names is big because just knowing their names is big because if you know their names, all you gotta really do is pull their birth certificates up or that type of stuff. With Ancestry.com they do birth certificates and shit, but it's other shit too because you can't just go off, because people will do that. Oh, I think that's my family, so I'm gonna put my last name with them. No, like it don't always go like that. Like I know bros right now that got the same last name I got, but they in past shell med and shit. You know what I'm saying? So but
look,
I know who my grandma is. I know who my aunties is and all that shit. So you just talk to them.
When they came over here. So did they take your name or did they have a name of their own that had a Vathavlik or Sasraka and turn their shit into Johnson? Did it happen that way or did it happen the other way? How you known it for white people names? That's the thing. Like just little context clues that just try to help you out along the way of your journey with learning who you is. Even if you're interested though, that's.
Yeah, it used to go by last names. Last names used to be the moniker, but we know that's not the real way to find out. So, like I said, at the end of the day, as long as you know your people and you asking your people them questions, then you'll be able to find out. If you won't know.
Another good way, if people start utilizing.
What's your foundation? That's the question.
The U.S. Library of Congress. They have all of the dates, records, birth, census data, where you lived at. They literally got all that shit at the U.S. Library of Congress. So, the only reason I was able to find that out because I worked for a convention down here that they had one time at the convention center. And
you can watch the names change, huh, Peter?
Yeah.
Well, if you like I said,
your last name,
it's all right there.
You see what I'm saying? Your name might not have started off as bro. It might have been something before it, because my last name didn't start off as what it was. It started off as something totally fucking different. And over the course of I'm gonna say about 300-400 years, it finally got to the name that it's at right now. But the crazy thing is, all of those other names are still out there. And then you got to think about the deviations of the names. Like you when you hear Watson, that name is a deviation from a name that came from somewhere else. It just was said by an uneducated person. You see what I'm saying? It'll mess you up. So you'd be surprised how many people you could actually really be kin to without even knowing that you're kin to them. And like, my wife and I was having a conversation a while back, and she was saying that she had met some people with the same last name I have, and they don't remember where they got that name from. Like, how y'all don't know where your name comes from? But then again, like, people.
I know exactly what you're saying, because that's just like with the bro name, right? I was telling you the people they not Vashry, but they past Shell met or whatever. But if you do the research on that name, it's they got a whole bunch of. It don't go back to Africa. It don't even go back to another country. It go right back to Louisiana. So it's like, at the end of the day, I don't know. Most of the shit I didn't looked up or I didn't seen based off of my family members, I ain't seen nothing led me to Africa or nowhere else. Like I say, they got other spots where names, like if I because you were saying the name change, like the shit originally was Grays, then it switched from Grays, but then we got the Durandas and the Turners and fucking, it's a bunch of names, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But like I said, at the end of the day, if you want to do the research, you can find it. I just want people to know that it ain't as hard as they think it is, and it's a rabbit hole, but if you really want to know, you're going to get that.
It's a rabbit hole that you could easily navigate, though. You see what I'm saying?
Because you know who ain't your people and you know who is.
And see that, you know what, something else, though, bro?
Because if I go off the last name, I got way more family members than I be talking to every day. That's whenever I talk to them. Because like I say, when people see the name, they tell me I look like the people from up there. But some of the people I did get in touch with, and come to find out, my great grandfather used to be fucking a bunch of bitches out there, and fuck. Hey.
It is.
Shit, it is some crazy shit. Like, son, will you be seeing pictures? Like, I seen this man looked just like my Uncle Daryl or whatever. But I never met this man a day in my life, but it just is what it is. Like I said, once you get down that rabbit hole and go to seeing shit, you're gonna be like, damn, I didn't know. But my grandparents, my immediate grandparents, my mama never said nothing about no Africa. She always would say Indian, Cherokee, and she would always wear her hair in pigtails and shit. So I mean, I don't know. Like I say, for me, anything that say African is you trying to take me away from America, so I can't get what's rightfully mine.
And that's the truth. All right, so I got this next video already loaded up, and this is my daughter, and she's going to be giving us the take on foundational Black Americans from her study.
That music, you gotta mute that music. Shit, because that's what's crazy. When I seen the nigga Umar speaking on behalf of them, I was like, that's crazy. What are you talking about?
Talk about how unique Native Black Americans are. He would use the term Native Black Americans, and he would talk about how unique we are as far as our lineage. We are a unique group, which is true. And I started using the term Native Black American, but sometimes that term would confuse people because they thought, well, do you mean a Cherokee who's mixed with black? Do you mean a Choctaw who's mixed with black? So that term would be somewhat confusing. So I said, let's do another term. Let's tighten that term up so that there won't be any confusion. So foundational instead of native, because black people, we are the founders of this nation, meaning we're the foundation. We built this nation from scratch.
So
White people couldn't even say that they did that. But
you changed that term?
yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I came up with the term foundational Black American based on Native Black American from Claude Anderson.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
It's been taken off. I go on Clubhouse and there's these really interesting debates.
Shout out Dr.
between
Claude Anderson.
Foundational Black Americans and black immigrants from Africa and the Caribbean. And it gets a little nasty sometimes.
It does get nasty, yeah.
And it's sometimes a little offensive. Me being that I have roots. My roots are in the Caribbean, but my roots also go to slavery. In fact, I could trace my roots to the actual name of the slave that is a descendant on my dad's side, named Julian Alonso, who was a runaway slave from an island called Curacao. Not too many people can name the person in their family who was that slave. So I feel like my history and my background is very similar to foundational Black Americans, but there's this divide now. And I think maybe the divide, some people saying the divide is becoming more severe because of you.
Well, that's a cop-out because that's a projection. Let's be very clear. The divide has always come from the immigrant class. Always. We have been the only ones welcoming them in as brothers and sisters and saying, hey, you black like me, we all black. The minute many of people from the immigrant class, they do something constructive, they go out of their way to distance themselves from us. So if they go get a PhD, well, I'm a Nigerian American, man. I'm the first Nigerian American with a PhD. All right, I mean, good for you, brother. If they win a track meet or whatever, oh, they're the first Ghanaian American, they go out of their way. This woman who's the spokesperson at the White House, they made a big deal about, well, she's the first Haitian American. She's Haitian. She's a Haitian American. They go out of their way when it's constructive. When a motherfucker rob a liquor store and he's Haitian or he's black, if somebody go rapes 18 women, oh, he's Nigerian, but he's black. He's black.
So whose fault is that, though? It's not.
That's theirs and the white people too. That's theirs and the white people.
It's white media.
Yeah, and them. They do that shit too.
Well, they do it when it's to affirm some success.
Yeah. No, but you black when you want to dump your trash on us. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want nobody's fucking trash. I don't want nobody's trash. If we're gonna be different when it's positive, be different when it's negative. Don't just be black when it's negative, and then we get the stigma for it. In New York right now,
you lying about your
there's
people,
a lot of crimes against Asian people. The people that's running up against Asian people in the head in New York for some reason. We did the research. Many of these people are immigrants. These are not FBA doing. Look at the background of these people. We're seeing a lot of these people.
You just had a whole breakdown before Tariq Nasheed went into this bullshit.
I'm getting hemmed up because of what this motherfucker just did. We're saying enough is enough.
You saying my dog lying,
we're
bro?
going to be all one
But
group.
I think he's talking about the video.
You're making it clear that we're different. We're going to be different.
But before he played the video, that's what I'm saying. You did a whole breakdown of exactly what he's saying.
Celebrate everybody's unique lineage. They just had West Indian Day Parade out there in New York. Wonderful thing. Celebrate that. Nobody has a problem when everybody else wants to celebrate their lineage. We have a lineage. We have a unique lineage here as Foundational Black Americans. We want to celebrate and acknowledge that. That's not divisive. That's what everybody else is doing.
Both ways. Talking about Tariq.
Because there's no way.
There's not a
I
problem.
knew you wasn't talking about me. You see, talking about Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah, he just don't like Tariq. That's cool, man. We just trying to make a point on a certain part of it. That's it. I don't agree with everything with Round either. So, yeah.
The problem is when we do something constructive instead.
Welcome though, Round. Smoke out. We bring all your smoke. We like that too, King. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Until next time, YouTube.
Divine daughter.
So what you want to hit on, Pete? What you want to hit on that when you was playing that? What you want to speak on that?
The story of African Americans in North America is often painted as one of struggle and oppression.
P. Dot? Nah, I think the good from especially his stuff for Hidden Colors. Yeah, that was fire. Hidden Colors.
Yeah, I mean, cause
Oh,
we go by sources too, right? Like we don't just, you know what I'm saying? It just be certain little knickknacks we take from stuff like tag marks, you know what I'm saying? Definitely. Cause he did had a lot of
I did
great
want
points in that too.
to.
So
What my takeaway was from it, and sitting down thinking, okay, all right. When we look back at the fact
I'm
that
sorry, P. We barely could hear you, bro.
color prior
To me, you can see her people got on the ship and everything. Huh? No, the faction receipt said she could trace her people all the way back to the ship they got on.
now look, this,
God forgive me. I thought I was thinking all kind of shit in my head just now. But okay. God forgive me. Yeah. He's talking shit, because them niggas be talking shit sometimes too. You just gotta, like niggas say, take the good with the bad. But
Yeah, your skin color don't make you exempt. These guys, these niggas fucked up too. They evil too. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't on that shit. And niggas gotta
Our
do.
grandmother or our grandma's side.
Everybody's responsible if you're on Blunt Talk. That's why you're free to say what you want, right? So, however you want to embrace yourself. You know what I'm saying? Know the facts. We get it. We get it. Know the facts. What color they was? What color they was when they did it? Can you trace your lineage back to your white grandfather that was an Irishman? Let me know something.
but she said the mother, I mean the grandmother. P, you ain't had nothing to say about the first video? This man getting quiet again. Nigga gonna start talking to your ass. There you go. Oh my god, I couldn't get my points.
I just
Nigga, you gotta speak up.
is I'll back to what we were saying earlier, shot before I played the video about as far back as you can, because go back and find out who the name of the person was that was a slave, and all of that. That plays a big role in you knowing of your level of foundation that you were or your ancestors were here.
Like the dude said, basically from what I heard, he changed the name from native to foundation. And I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be belligerent to the fact that I do understand why you would say foundational, because you can't build nothing without a foundation, and we are at that foundation. We all over the foundation. So I understand that.
You say we is the foundation. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
So look.
But they still, and the other side to that is there are still dudes that like they got one of the dudes I follow, I think his name Gad Hebrew or some shit like that. But he do the Indian shit, like do the Indian tribes all the way, you know. But I never like all of the Indian dudes that I know be Indian. I ain't never heard them say nothing about no FBA. I heard them say Aboriginal or even Indigenous American. I didn't hear that shit. But this is my first time hearing the FBA thing. But like I said, I'm glad to know where it came from because I didn't know where it came from, and that's what I was basing it on. Because when you say foundational, you got to be talking about the Indians. So he is talking about the Indians. He just talking about, you know, like
everybody else who helped. You got a little bit of foundation. You got a little bit of foundation. Yeah, you came over here. They helped you do that. They did some bullshit. Yeah. You got foundation. We all want a little piece of the pie, bro. That's what they told them people, child. Manifest destiny. All right. Selling acres of land. 50 cents.
See, the white people were slaves too at one point in time. They just called it indentured service. But at the end of the day, you know,
white cargo. You remember that? Yeah, they got a book.
I get that. You know, that's basically what Grace saying. But see, that's why I say for me, it's like I'm not a person that don't know certain things, so I'm not gonna go with certain things, especially based off what I already know to be true or whatever. But like I said, I do know what Grace saying. What Grace saying is fact. They had a lot of they had the little thing. Well, Grace probably don't remember, but they had this thing where they was taking the Indians' land and they was selling it for like $1 or some shit like that, and basically they was letting them be a part of the tribes because the white dudes was going in there and fucking the Indians. They would fuck the princess or the queen or whatever, and now you part of the tribe because you didn't had a child with the Indian. And a lot of white people was doing that shit. Like if you go throughout the South, they got I think it was in Mississippi or Alabama or whatever, but it's a gas station. And you can see if you look at all the pictures, like you see a whole bunch of Indian shit, but then when you get in there, you see white people sitting down with the chiefs and they was once a chief. Like how the fuck you chief of a goddamn Indian tribe? But that's because them niggas was getting in there and fucking up daughters and shit and having babies with them and being in charge of the tribe. Now they becoming the chief and shit. So now, yeah, you can say you Cherokee.
Right.
Through what though? Paperwork.
Through
Wasn't
the
y'all
fact
talking about
that,
last
you know, yeah,
names
through
and
paperwork,
changing and all that?
Fucking right. Through the paperwork and through the regular
Declaring
thing
laws.
of having a family member, you know, having a child with the people family. You know, nowadays, you know, it's not normal for people to be a whole big family after a child comes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They don't think about it like that. But back
400
in the G,
nations
that's what it
down
was.
to 5 civilized tribes. It was 500 nations. And it dwindled down to 5 civilized tribes.
Yeah, like I said, people watch the little thing, American Rebellion, they'll see the Indians that was with the fucking Americans and go and talk to the Indians so they could try to fucking get them to move from off their land because they really was trying to get all the land. But they had, like I said, if you watch it, they got this white boy. He in charge of one of the spots. They got Indians and white people that live in the motherfucker. They got their own little fort, or they call it whatever. And your boy, the American dude, come. He like, yeah, bro, look, you either gonna sign this land over or we gonna fucking burn this bitch to the ground. And they had a lot of niggas that was signing it over and just leaving. Cherokee
Yeah,
apologize
slaves
for
wasn't
ownership.
slaves. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Back then, that word wasn't. It wasn't slaves. See, that's the misnomer of that, right? It's like they didn't have people in captivity and what they was doing versus having plantations. Did you know a plantation is just a garden, a big ass garden that you just take care of certain crop? That's it.
facts. That's why
There
it's
were
called a
trading
plant.
posts right
That's why it's
here
called a
in New Orleans
plantation because it's
that we own.
planting and growing of
Yeah,
things. Yeah, you can't grow people, so there wasn't growing people there.
right. And these people would work on the goddamn thing because it wasn't about no money and all. It was about the barter system. So we got to go all the way back. That slave shit came
So
in when
you
white
wanted
people made
a
money off it,
fucking
off the paperwork.
a hammer, but you ain't got no nails. You got to get a nigga some
Well, I'm gonna say foreigners. I'm not gonna
bread
just
or
say white people.
something.
I'm gonna say foreigners,
There
Africans,
we
Dutch,
go. King,
Spaniards, Italians,
indentured
and then
servitude. That's what
Italians
they
weren't even
call it.
attacked. So I don't want to go too far.
I mean, if you
Yeah,
go all the
they
way back,
indentured service and also sharecropping, King. Think about that sharecropping. All them deals went right. Come on, Ron. Think about it. Who they were sharecropping with if they came over here? Irish, Kazakhstan, Russia, Middle
till this
Eastern.
day, when black people
Come on,
get
Ron.
farms,
Think
they
about it.
come and kill all. They be killing. They be poisoning their cattle and doing all type of shit to 'em. I just seen some shit. In I won't say. I don't know. I don't want to say, but I know.
They
I
put
just
white in
seen
the
some shit.
paperwork, Chop. That
They
what
was
happened,
fucking
bro.
over the
When they once they
people.
put white in the paperwork, you saw a lot of snakes come out. What they put that white in that paperwork? People started owning people's shit, bro, for no reason. It was and it was by law. That shit really happened. Some of the first slave owners was black,
Facts.
as they used that term in law. That's what I'm saying. That's a law term, and people
Yeah,
don't
but
know how to
they was
differentiate
indentured
from
service. That's all.
emotion. Yeah,
You ain't got no
because we
pictures
like to
of
use
niggas
emotion on our people, and that's
using
our problem with
torture,
that black shit and all that dumb
using
shit.
torture shit on people and shit. They ain't got no footage of that. Torturing motherfuckers and shit. Black people torturing white people. Like that ain't no. Wasn't like that. Them dudes, they did something. Y'all know how it is. Them little fucking countries. You go to, you do something, they cut your fucking leg off. If you use that leg, if you use that hand, they cut the fucking hand off. Like it wasn't.
Chop, they could go look this up, bro. In Europe and all that, UK and all that, man, they ain't play that shit, man. They call that shit floating. They done did so much fucked up shit out there, they'll just send you to sea out there. They ain't know if them niggas was coming back. So it's like giving you a death sentence, damn near. So these are the people that they was sending over here around just off of just sending them out there to die, man. Cause they ain't know if they was going. You see what I'm saying? So this is these are the people, you know, that started a lot of shit, regardless of who they is. With, and I'm not gonna say they're the only people, but these are some of the types. You know, just to give people, you know, a certain thing. Like Ireland and them, man, them niggas ain't give a fuck, bro. Them people was doing what they was doing. They was tearing up their own shit too. This is facts. How you use the same river to shit and get your water out the other side? Get your fresh water out the other
I'm
side.
sorry, Grace. I wasn't trying to trick you, but
oh, well, he tricked the Grace. What happened?
I'm sorry. Right. Well, shit. They was doing that shit, but
don't do Grace like that. Grace is a loyal.
yeah, Grace is a loyal.
She come to bring that shit. What you say, Grace? What she
I'm
said?
so sorry. I'm so sorry. But you know, it's the truth. Well, you know it's the truth. That's you saying it. I'm just saying.
And the penal system is yeah, man. in the human trafficking. It's a practice that these people been doing, and it didn't have a racial base, Grace. You know what I'm saying?
No, it
And that's the
didn't.
whole thing. And it's sad that y'all get that side of the stick. But remember, somebody got to be superior and somebody got to be inferior. We are the ones that's chosen to be inferior, and y'all are the ones that chose to be superior. So y'all take certain charges because y'all are deemed to be superior because of your race. You feel me?
I would
So
say
it's not
something else,
a
but I don't want to trigger
bad
nothing.
good thing. We know that shit don't really. We know
Cause
that
they've
shit
been running this
alive, but it's like
motherfucking house
this
for
is what
more
they
than 400
perpetuate.
years, huh? For more than 450 years.
That's
They've
what
been
they
running
keep
this
saying,
bitch.
child. It been
So I
400
don't
years for a
know.
long time.
Hey, y'all been running the fuck out this bitch, running this bitch dead to the ground. The fuck? That's what they doing, running this bitch dead to the ground. But that's what they do, right? Think about it. When they don't want you to have it, they'll fuck it up and just
And Grace,
now you
that's
can't
our
nobody
fault.
get it.
Now you want we feed our people that same bullshit that make y'all seem like y'all the goddamn what you call them too at the same time when we know that shit don't really go like that when we
Cause
look
they
at
should
life.
be. See how
Period.
you feel,
So
Grace? It's a bunch
it's
of
both ways. I'm telling you, yeah,
people
that's what I'm
that
trying to
should
tell her.
feel the
It's
same
they
way
using
about a
both of
bunch of
us, y'all. They using both
people
of us, Grace.
that they know did
They a
certain
fool
things.
with
You
it.
know what I'm saying? I'm just, keeping it real. Like, you can't, I'm gonna tell you like this. You can't get to the so-called black community without black people. Because if you get your white ass and come on the corner, we gonna talk about you. Or do something. It's gonna take you some time before you get in. Just like the Jamaican dude was saying he had to make him change his fucking he couldn't talk Jamaican no more in New York. Like, no, it is what it is. You're not about to come do that shit over here.
They could try though. If they won't. Everybody got free
You're
will.
not doing that shit without a nigga. It gotta be a nigga that's gonna convince niggas that they niggas.
Niggas. Niggas.
I'm just saying, fuck. It can't be. It ain't gonna be no fucking white person.
What it is.
It's gonna be some niggas that's
What
gonna.
it is, though.
Yeah. They gonna get that nigga, you know what I'm saying? He gonna help and y'all watch the
People got their own problems. That's the
when
whole thing.
your boy
Like we said, shit. I like to go to churches and shit
when
too. And
Ezel
damn
last,
kids
what
a
his
fucking
name
chicken too.
is?
Who say we don't like chicken? Fuck wrong with them. I
Fuck.
like a nice seafood
Ezel
burger.
last played on
What's
Huey
going
Newton
on?
like that and was selling the drugs in the community. You go find out who's selling the drugs and it's a nigga there. But he got it. He didn't already talk to the white boy about, XYZ. Damn, P died. All right. But yeah, that's how it be though, dog. Like I see, I don't put all the blame on the
Hey, that's my
so-called white
point. That's
race.
me, Greg. That's where I'm at. I'm on that line, what you just said right there. And I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it. So I
They
appreciate you for even bringing it up.
Yeah, man, because you ain't even had to be real about it.
That's that.
Could have just, you was being
But
real
people
about
do
it.
that though. Like she's saying, like a lot of these people that's on YouTube though, around this is what they selling, and we really giving the honest opinion about how that shit really is versus picking a side of, what's not really real. Like it's bullshit, man. Both sides using each other, dog, and they know it, and we all see it. But it's that little divide, it's that little rub that people believe in certain people, and they get between the people really getting together. And these the fucked up individuals that we
That's
need to
the
be
thing
putting
that
the
makes
blame
me
on.
mad,
We need
right?
to be shooting their ass about
That's the thing that makes me mad, right? You know what? I'm gonna tell you this. Did you see Whack 100 recite what the fuck Captain Tazariak told him?
No, I didn't see that
Son,
one.
I don't have my computer, but bald head bitch is sitting down talking to somebody, and he basically telling him like, man, I learned from Captain Tazariak, though. I've been studying with he talking about him and Drake been studying with the Hebrews, and they believe what the Hebrews say. Whack 100.
Him and Drake? He said him and Drake.
Him and Drake, nigga. Fuck me up. I forgot I had the shows tonight because I'd have had the clip. But yeah.
Why they ain't turn Muslim?
Man, son. I don't know, son. I don't know, son. I don't know, son. I don't know.
Kid, say kid, if you still up, why they ain't turn Muslim?
That
kid?
nigga Whack 100 said, he said, we all Hebrew Israelites. Like he trying to get the anti-Semitic card so he could get banned or something like, or he just race baiting or something. What you think? I don't know. This is
Me neither, bro.
Territory for Whack 100, right?
Yeah, bro. We definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
We definitely got to put a motherfucking toenail
Is
on
this
that
nigga
goddamn
coming
situation.
on?
Just to
Is he
see what's
coming to
going
our
on.
side?
Just a little back, yeah. Just a little back,
coming?
yeah.
Is
Yeah,
he coming
bro.
over?
That's
I don't
crazy work.
I don't know.
That's crazy
They
work.
can't keep
I
lying to
mean, you
niggas
know,
though,
it's
bro.
but anybody could do it. That's the whole thing about it, right? See, this is how this shit work too, child. This is the crazy part about it. People want that second chance.
Thanks.
And if I could always make it look like my second chance, and I know it's fucked up, it's and upset in a way, but this is why it feels comfortable to people, just everybody want to believe in people, bro, and that's
like
what
I said, son, and I believe too that if you on a spiritual journey, the Most High makes sure you see certain things for clarity or for self-sufficiency for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Don't say spiritual journey.
Like,
try to say something else. Say like a good walk or something. Spiritual
yeah, well, I don't know
journey
who's saying.
to
Well, I
say,
mean,
nigga,
like the
I don't
real
fuck
God
with
and
it.
shit. I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know about. Yeah, shit. I'm talking about the
Please
real
let them know.
person.
Look, hey,
Yeah,
y'all, I
but
don't know about that coaching. Tell them niggas, child.
Sometimes you'll be having that conversation and you let them know it's real, then something be revealed.
Yeah, it's a slight echo too. My bad, bro.
Yeah, that's all my end. I was trying to keep the thing up for P-Dot, but it just be like that sometimes. But like niggas won't be real. Like fuck, I mean, your grandma probably fucked the white man. And like I said too, he reveals things to you. I wasn't supposed to stop at that gas station. I stopped there. It wasn't even a Shell, I don't think, because I only go to Shell gas stations.
Check the code.
They do the
you still echoing too, bro.
Damn, I'm about to turn the pad on. Y'all gotta put me back up, but I'm just happy I was able to see it. Cause the shit clarified shit for me. Like, boys, I'm not learning this shit for nothing. There is a trail, seeing all my people across my daddy and my mama from all the southern states, nigga. I'm talking about from South Carolina all the fucking way to the end of Louisiana or whatever. And I got people in California, I got people up north. No, I don't hear no echo no more.
Okay.
Nah, you good, champ. You good.
But it just is what it is. Like I just don't like the dishonesty of the shit or whatever. Because like I say, all the research and all the information is coming out now, so people know what happened and didn't happen. It's just if you decide to just keep going
Channel
with
can't lie to their ass
the
no
norm. No, not even the History Channel could lie to them no more. Like the History Channel so fucked up. They'll tell you that fucking space people came did the shit versus telling you a nigga did it.
Don't you do it, bro. That's a whole nother
Just saying,
episode.
that bitches will tell you it was an Anunnaki. It was a spaceship. Did y'all know it was spaceships in the pyramids? All right. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't want to hear that shit, man.
Now, see, y'all about to get king started now. Don't say no. Don't do that. Y'all about to get king started. I'm just fucking with you, kid.
You can find everything in the world, but you can't find that shit. You can't find you can find Egyptian artifacts in the Grand Canyon.
Yep.
You know, that outdate. They got shit that outdate the shit in Memphis. Memphis outdates the pyramids out there. Outdate the ones in Africa. The ones in Louisiana outdate the mounds. That outdate the ones in Africa. So what?
I just was telling my
I'm
wife.
just saying, like, what? How many
LSU,
times?
they got one on LSU campus too. The oldest is old as fuck. I'm gonna do the what you call them on it. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
In case they think we playing.
You can't keep telling me
just in case.
one thing and then it be, you know, something else. Like I say, Atlanta, another place. It's just a lot of shit. You know, it's too much research I done for a nigga to tell me some dumb shit. You know, but it just is what it is. Like I don't want to hear the dumb shit because I know better. I know better so many times. It's ridiculous.
All right, so this next video, y'all, now that I got my audio straightened up a little bit, it's coming by way of I forgot what this page is on. Let me see right quick.
You can see Wax 100 say he a Hebrew. I'm gonna pull that up for y'all next week. Come back to the show so y'all can see the whack.
Oh yeah, and I had that LSU ready for y'all too as well.
I had.
Try to bring that whack. I'm gonna definitely bring that LSU.
By the way, like that, so y'all can see bald head.
Anyway,
my bad, P. I'm sorry.
This is the story of the American Moors and the Black Seminoles, and what they were talking about as far as their fight for freedom and how they became known as a part of the foundation of Black Americans. So check this out right quick.
The story of African Americans in North America is often painted as one of struggle and oppression. But within that narrative lies another, a powerful tale of resistance and resilience. Today, we journey back to a time when enslaved Africans defied their captors, forging a path to freedom in the heart of the American South. This is Florida, the early 1700s. Spanish colonies dot the landscape, fueled by a brutal system of African slavery. But amidst the sprawling plantations, whispers of rebellion began to take root. These were men and women stolen from their homes in Africa, forced into a life of servitude, yet the spirit of resistance burned bright within them. Many risked everything to escape. These brave souls, known as Maroons, sought refuge in the unforgiving swamps and forests of Florida. The journey was perilous. Spanish patrols relentlessly hunted escaped slaves. Mounted on swift horses, they could cover vast stretches of land quickly, leaving the escapees with little time to hide. Their bloodhounds, trained to sniff out even the faintest trace of human sweat, sniffed through the humid air, their low growls a constant reminder of the danger.
Vuelvan al trabajo, perros perezosos. You're a dead man walking, cabrón.
Spanish shouts echoed through the dense foliage, their words distorted by the thick vegetation, sending chills down the spines of the fleeing captives. The Everglades, a labyrinth of mangroves, sawgrass prairies, and hidden waterways, became their sanctuary. Here they built new lives, drawing on their African knowledge and skills to survive. Deep within the Everglades, the Maroons encountered the Seminole people, the indigenous inhabitants of the region. Initially, there was suspicion. The Maroons came from a different world with different customs. But a shared yearning for freedom fostered understanding. A unique cultural exchange blossomed. The Maroons taught the Seminoles advanced agricultural techniques, while the Seminoles shared their knowledge of the Everglades' hidden pathways and fierce fighting tactics. Together, they became a formidable force, a thorn in the side of the Spanish and later the American colonizers. Raiding plantations, sabotaging slave trade routes, and fiercely defending their newfound freedom, the Seminole Maroons became a symbol of resistance for enslaved people throughout the Americas.
We may have been brought here in chains, but we never lost our spirit. We fought for our freedom, and together we built a home in the wild heart of this land.
The Seminole Maroons achieved something truly remarkable. They carved out a space of freedom in a land where it seemed impossible. This unexpected alliance forced colonial powers to divert resources and fight prolonged wars for control of the region. The Seminole Maroons and their Seminole allies achieved some significant victories against both Spanish and American forces throughout the 18th and early 19th centuries. Here are some notable examples. Battle of Lake Okeechobee, 1743. A combined force of Seminoles and Maroons launched a surprise attack on a Spanish military camp near Lake Okeechobee, inflicting heavy casualties and diminishing Spanish efforts to control the region. Raids on Spanish settlements, 1750s to 1760s. Maroons frequently plundered Spanish plantations and outposts, destroying trade routes and hindering Spanish control over Florida. Battle of the Old Town, 1835. Early in the war, Seminole and Maroon warriors, led by Osceola, ambushed a U.S. Army detachment near a former Seminole town, inflicting heavy losses and raising early Seminole morale. Battle of Loxahatchee Groves, 1837. A combined force of Seminoles and Maroons successfully defeated a larger U.S. military detachment, highlighting their warp tactics and knowledge of the Everglades terrain. The Seminole territory was a sprawling domain, dwarfing even the landmass of modern-day New York. They say it was 10 times the size. Their ongoing resistance ultimately proved too costly for both Spain and the United States. This led to negotiated settlements.
I paused it right there because I wanted to say this. Remember when we did the podcast and we brought up in other news that Louisiana stretched all the way over to Florida? I just thought about what they were talking about.
Some of the Louisiana Purchase or something?
Yeah, how far Louisiana land really stretched. But now, mind you, just take it back prior to the Louisiana Purchase. Louisiana was literally.
You're talking about something else. All right, my bad.
That video, when your boy was giving us a brief history about how big Louisiana was. When he was talking about where Mardi Gras originated and stuff like that, he also notated that Louisiana stretched as far as Florida. So at this time, if this was Seminole land, what other part of the land besides Seminole did Louisiana have that was Native American land? But that's something I'll bring up on a later date, but I just wanted to highlight that part right quick because they talking about the 1700s. Well, shit, when did Mardi Gras start? Just look at that something right quick, just putting something on.
I know what you're talking about, P. You talking about UB TV, UB News?
No, it
video?
was a dude I played off of Instagram that I brought it up for In Other News the other week.
I know what you're talking about, though. The territory of Louisiana versus
the Louisiana Purchase.
The state, yeah. No, that is part of Louisiana Purchase because them bitches had to get that land. But it was, Spaniards and shit. Well, before the Spaniards got here, there was some people before them, and then the Spaniards.
Right.
The Spaniards and the white people, Caucasians, they the same motherfuckers to me. Them bitches probably got lineage to the same shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight that right quick, man. Just to give a brief depiction of the Louisiana territory all the way up in Florida, and they talking about Seminoles. So, yeah, man, just don't pay me no mind.
In the Second Seminole War, with some Seminoles, including Maroons, remaining on reservation lands in Florida.
Fighting.
Their success inspired and emboldened other oppressed people to fight for their own liberation. Their alliance with the Seminole people created a powerful resistance force that defied both Spanish and American colonial rule for decades. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to keep learning and celebrating Black history.
All right, that's it for that. So,
who taught Moroccans that come from a dry desert land how to walk in the swamp. So there was an influence when they ran away from the captor. There was an influence to show them the land, to show them how to move around, to show them how to
I'm glad you said that. Ran away from the
all that.
captors.
No, yeah, go ahead, child. What you got for that?
It's
I was just
not.
bringing that up
It's
because
not.
Moroccan is a dry land. That's like the top of Africa. If everybody know where Morocco at, it's
I'm not defending
not the same type of land.
the
No, it's
orange
just
man.
that one thing. Like they tried to make it seem like the Seminoles came later, but the Seminoles actually had a
Yeah.
hand in the play with it the whole time. That's how the
I'm not
Moroccans was
defending.
actually able to
Oh shit,
survive
my phone today. I'm not
because
defending
they
the
wasn't
orange
actual
man.
Moroccans.
But the people he tried to that he deported and put on them U.S. plane when he pulled up to them countries with them people that's from them countries, them people said, them people said, y'all got to take them motherfuckers and get them, bring them back to America.
Flair.
Nah,
you.
nigga said that's your people, nah, nigga. Colombian
said. Look at the
said,
contract. Look
nope.
at the contract. I want to play that for other news. I
Take it
want to
back.
play it, though.
Take him back,
Yeah,
nigga. Take him back. I said, man, that is crazy. That's like coming to New Orleans and a nigga tell you, oh,
Just
nope.
get your mind right. Mm-hmm.
Bring that nigga back.
Bitch,
Bring
get
him
your
over
mind
here. Bring him back to Georgia. Fuck
That's what he telling us.
nigga, OPP, they can't pick me up
Deported.
from Slidell, bitch, or some shit. You know what
You
I'm
ain't
saying?
that close. Look, child, guess what? You ain't that close. You say Georgia. You ain't that close. You got to get deported. We got a
Nigga,
claim waiting on
OPP,
y'all ass. That shit is
OPP came and
hilarious.
got them people, man. Will come get you. St. Bernard come and get you. You mean to tell me they brought your people all the way back on a goddamn plane and you told them no? So what the fuck they did so bad that they can't even be in your country, but they gotta be in ours? What?
They were tearing shit up, bro.
It's a major problem. I think they're trying to situate it right now, child. It's a major problem. They're trying to figure out who's the criminals and who is not. But then
they got a video Obama
you have
saying he
an
was gonna do the
influx
same
of-
thing to him. So what's up with that?
That's true.
Obama said the same thing. He like, yeah, I'm gonna get y'all illegal ass up out of here. I'm getting all the criminals up out of here.
Biden as well. I've seen that.
I'm just saying, like
all
Obama
say
said,
that
I'm not doing anything different than my Republican
That's why they
president
signed that
or
bill,
the Democrat president.
Lake and Riley bill.
That boy went to trying to
Nobody
justify
signed that.
all that shit he said talking
That
about.
was the little white girl who
You gotta
had
get to
got
the back
killed
of the
by the
line.
immigrant. Say, bro, the people putting in the news that immigrants is burning old ladies on subways, y'all. So what that's gonna look like? Just think
Come
about
on,
it.
man.
Like that's
They talk about they cutting up shit, cutting
Like, what you
heads
think,
of animals off and shit. Like, what you thought was gonna happen?
it's just different shit. Yeah,
let 'em-
that's
It's
weird.
different. Like, no, bitch. Fucking chickens been running around this neighborhood our whole life. We ain't never said. We ain't never said. Come on, bro.
We
Let's
ain't
kill
say
that
nothing
chicken
about
so we
that.
can
You
eat.
right. No, you right.
No,
No,
nigga, we
I'm
went get the
serious.
chicken
You
plate
right.
from the.
I'm serious.
We get the chicken
You
plate
right
from
about
the corner store. We went
Nigga,
to
but
Churches
then
and
letting them people run.
Popeyes.
You right.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Chubby. You know what I'm saying? If you in
Ain't tell them
LJ.
nothing about that shit.
Fuck, nigga, like, boy, nigga
I
was
never
it
seen
going?
a rooster run free until them people came here. I never seen that like that.
Man, come on.
Did
Unless
anybody
it's in
Nah, I
the
ain't gonna lie. I
country or
used to
something
see
like
the no.
that.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
But not in the
In the
neighborhood.
AWOL,
Not on my street. Hell
yeah,
no.
I didn't see him. I didn't see him before in the AWOL. I didn't see him in the night wall. I didn't see him uptown. I didn't see him before. But when you see him, you don't go get him. You just run them off or something. You know what I'm saying?
First time I saw roosters and shit, bro, I was living on Corondalin for Ritson down well. And I was already a grown ass man, bro. As a little
I'm
boy,
talking
bro,
about
on
them
my block,
bitches.
they had dogs, nigga.
Dogs and cats.
Dogs.
Oh, all right. I see
Barely
what you're
wasn't no
saying.
cats.
Timeline wise,
Dog.
I see what you're saying.
Pregnant dogs, titties hanging.
And you don't even see the dogs anymore. The Chinese and got all the dogs. Fuck, then they come pile chicken, all them bitches.
But P-Dot, he about to go down the rabbit hole. P-Dot, catch him, P.
Nigga, you lucky if you see a pigeon anywhere around this motherfucker.
This thing got no straight the cats. You be seeing the cats though.
I agree with that, P. I
don't see the
that
pigeon.
too.
Yeah, you
Pigeons are
don't.
scarce. I tried to tell you that last time.
You see them cats though.
Man,
well, you know what? You know what? Weather-wise, I think our environment is not the same climate as it was when we used to have as many pigeons before. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just, I mean, while we used to get more rain than anything, but it used to get hot. Like it hasn't been that hot down here since. Like I don't care nobody say it ain't been as hot as it used to be before Katrina, but it used to get hot.
Nah, I think it's gotten hotter, Chop.
I don't think so.
I think it's gotten way hotter than what it was pre-Katrina, bro.
I don't think so.
Let's say a different hot.
It's a different hot. Yeah, it's not the same hot. Like that shit used to be muggy. Like niggas used to wear coats literally for 2 months, my nigga, and everything else was shorts and shirts. You know what I'm saying? Not no long sleeve. Like you couldn't wear long clothes for a long time. Hell no. Not before Katrina. I think that storm had something to do with our climate. Oh, you know, they might be controlling it. Fuck, you know, because we ain't never get snow like that. Well, we got it 1,000 years ago, 130 years ago to be exact. But all right, no more. I'm crawling up the rabbit hole.
I don't know, bro. We done had snow, but not like what we had recently. We had just.
I liked it though because I was able. You know, I work for the city, so most of the time I can't stay home when it be emergencies and shit. But everything was so locked down. I was off anyway, so I was happy to be able to be home. But I was the other situations like when it rained too much or something like that, and it might flood. People could still get to you in those situations, but when it's froze like that, man, shit, ain't nothing moving. Like you can't. Nigga might be knocking on your door with an axe. Fuck you gonna do?
Leave him out there.
I sure the fuck ain't gonna leave him out there. Gonna cover his ass up with the snow. You gonna find that nigga when the shit on thaw. But I mean,
what happened here? I don't know.
I don't know.
Look, Frosty the Snowman tried to make his way in my door with an axe.
Nigga came over here asking if we had some sugar. Give his ass some salt. That's what happened. Nah, I ain't got no fucking sugar.
Yeah, man. So where is it at? Oh, here it go. I hope it still paused on a little video where I had it. Don't do sound on the commercials. You gotta skip that. I'm hoping to pick up from where I left off at, man. Nope.
Shout out to everybody in the building too, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate them comments too, man. Rocking with a nigga tonight. Hey, rocking with a nigga tonight. Hey, rock with a nigga tonight. Don't get me started though. I'm trying to get P-Dot some time to get himself together, yo. Stole the whole motherfucking session in this. Yeah.
Put the cat down, P-Dot. You got your tongue.
What happened?
I say put the cat down. It got your tongue.
There you go.
Shout out to my dog Chop Track. They got them beats, y'all. Y'all hear that shit? That's courtesy of him, yeah.
That's all original too. I ain't even fucking putting.
That's what them kids call them.
Yeah, ain't no samples either. That's all original. I actually made that for something, but it didn't make the cut, but it's mine. Who's that?
Yo.
Oh.
What happened? What I missed something?
Oh.
It came
Rock
up.
with a nigga tonight. Oh. Rock with a nigga tonight.
Wait, I did not hear
Come on,
nothing you
P. I'm
said.
trying to tell you, boy. I'm about to make a whole song.
One more night.
Rock with a nigga tonight. Tonight.
This I'm gonna be the night I stay up on the game all night.
Rock with a nigga.
Oh, so my video wasn't on screen, y'all?
No,
Nah.
P dot.
Man, I thought that thing was on
Rock
screen.
with a
the whole
nigga
time.
tonight.
Hold up, man. Damn.
Rock with a nigga tonight. A nigga tonight.
So I don't know if this part played. Let me make sure I'm sharing the screen right quick. I thought for sure that shit was playing, man. My bad, y'all.
Oh, good, Flip. Yeah, with you.
All right. So I don't know if we played this part during the video, but this is one of the parts that I wanted everybody to hear him say, which I'm proud of sure a good bit of people did hear this already, but just for context purposes, he was speaking on I gotta rewind it back a few seconds. All right.
The demolition. Yeah. Right. They did put Tupac in jail. Yeah. They did. Dolores Tucker, you had her, she was with the white supremacists pushing her out there, trying to lock folks up because of their lyrics. So that was all black when we were dealing with that negativity. When we fought through it and made it possible so that everybody can make records, everybody can have freedom of speech. Now everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon and they claim that they created the shit with us. No, that's disrespectful. You didn't create anything. Came later. You were the first students. Accept that student status.
Buster, you too black not to tap into that message, bro.
Notice what he said. You were the first students. We taught you. You didn't create anything. You were taught.
It's just smooth. I can't complain.
What?
Dang, your son, Mr. Miyagi.
Right. Niggas was out there being Mr. Miyagi, teaching everybody the culture. And then for 50 years later, or 50 plus years later, nigga will come up talk about, we created it. No! Nigga, what did you create? Other than your own style in the culture. Can we say that? Right? Can we say that? He created his own little rhyme style within the culture. But you can't sit there and claim the whole thing like your lineage or your foundational Latin American people were the first and originators. This is why I brought up all that other stuff about the foundation of Black America, y'all. So, that, like I say, this is just for context purposes about what we were talking about Friday.
And we love everybody. Fat Joe, I know y'all got a multicultural thing, but you still have to be man enough. Otherwise, somebody can walk you out and say, this is our wife.
Right.
Remember, she loves us. We both was there. I mean, it's that deep to me. These are our children.
Right. And Buster was like, well, yeah, hip hop, it came from Jamaica. Y'all got it from us, which is completely not true.
Break bread.
Yeah, they used that lie because of Kool Herc. Kool Herc, who was one of the godfathers of hip hop, he had some parties in the Bronx and there were other B-boy break beat parties going on, but he had more popular breakbeat parties. He just coincidentally happened to be Jamaican. Nobody even knew he was Jamaican. He didn't bring anything culturally Jamaican over here. And they tried to use his Jamaican status to say, well, he brought over the sound system. He brought over toasting, which became rapping. None of that shit is true. That's just not true. So that's why we have a movie called Microphone Check, where we got a lot of the early pioneers.
That was the next.
Remember Fat Joe said that his neighbors, the people who used to babysit him, was the first people to say, let me hear you say, oh. How can that be? When they weren't the MCs of the party, or the jam, or the block party, or the concert, right? So he's starting to dial back down to who did what.
Yeah, because Fat Joe, I think that's what he got mad at, that the other people before Who Heard came in and he went there. I think that's when he kind of lost it, because everybody believed that. You see what I'm saying, Pete? That was the moniker. You start with that, and he was the one, and he's Jamaican, and that's the whole moniker of the thing. And that's been debunked now.
Right. Oh, Jamaican was doing toasting and all that. Okay, that was something in Jamaica.
He said you didn't even know he was Jamaican, because he was doing all the shit that we was doing over here.
Right.
The Bomber Clyde boy and all that didn't become popular. Bomber Clyde and all that was a bad thing back then. That's what people don't understand. Like, what we know is popular for reggae in Jamaica now, that shit popular now to us. The newer generations and shit. But back then, nah, them people they wasn't doing that shit. It was a bad thing, and you know how bad shit go. Bad shit get turned into good. It just had everybody have their time, and that's how I look at it.
Think about this.
You listening to old,
what is microphone
all
check
this
based
shit
upon how far we are along?
Wait, I'll tell you.
No, go ahead, Pete.
No, I'm gonna turn the volume down on that so I can hear you when you say something.
The development, and have we gotten too far for me to be included?
No, well, okay. See, now Spider was gonna be weird. First of all, we were gonna do a West Coast hip hop documentary. Spider knows it. Spider, he was gonna be in it because I was
2-3 years in development.
Right. Because I was calling you like, hey man, we're gonna be filming in about a month. But then this whole Fat Joe shit and all of that Buster shit start popping off. And I said we got to take care of the New York stuff first, because that story is getting convoluted. So let's get that story together first.
Motivated by voices like Buster having an alternative perspective, you say like we got to get that cleared up.
Well, what I wanted to
do,
that's
considered the Mecca.
It is, but I wanted to get the real pioneers who were there in the 70s,
correct,
right in the beginning of it. And I got most of them. I got Melly Mel, Coke La Rock, Shyrock, the first female MC, the first hip hop MC, the first guy who rhymed over records, DJ Hollywood.
Are they all FBA?
Almost all of them are FBA. We Red Alert is in the movie, but he's from Antigua. He's Caribbean, but all the other ones are FBA.
So
that's what I was telling y'all about DJ Hollywood.
Right. I get Red Alert.
Even if I was surprised to find out, you're included too. Come on.
Yeah. Red Alert is
that integrity in the project. Go ahead, yeah.
And I welcome Puerto Rican cats. I'm like, give me some Puerto Rican pioneers. I want Crazy Legs and all of these people.
See, when you say Crazy Legs, this is my concept on the overall subject. It seems like the debate has turned about who has originated rap.
Right.
And made it popular and made it what it is. And then it seems like there's a difference between the concept of rap and hip hop, because hip hop consists of elements.
Right.
Outside of rapping.
Right.
And when you say a name like Crazy Legs, I don't think of a rapper.
Right.
I think somebody who might have been breakdancing.
Breakdancer, yeah.
Then you have other people. When I think about my earliest education as far as a visual.
Nah, this the thing that
that's a good point, Lo. Shout out to Spider Lo.
I always,
but they did make it about rap.
I always wanted to know, when he said when it comes to Crazy Legs, right? Crazy Legs was not let's say indigenous American, right? a Native American, not that he wasn't born here, right? His family immigrated here.
Yeah, I don't know if he was actually born. He probably was born here. His people
Right.
probably
He probably
immigrated
was,
through.
right, but I'm
Yeah.
saying his family, right? So
He's Puerto Rican. He represents Puerto Rican too. So he don't.
right.
You see what I'm saying? He
So
all the way on this side, like.
what I'm getting at is this: weren't there other break dancers before Crazy Legs? Because remember, along with the originating of the hip hop culture, you also had people who were dancing around the same time that the hip hop culture was coming into the full swing of things, right? So if Crazy Legs came later, then that means the people who were doing breakdancing and the graffiti art and stuff like that before the Latino community got involved in it, or the Puerto Rican community, or the Mexican community got involved in it, were all black, right? Because if I remember,
I don't know.
because if I'm remembering a point in time in my life, they still had a lot of gang activity going on in New York before the gang thing started like dying down, right? And the only reason I'm saying is because I do remember hearing about gangs in New York, but I never knew, excuse me, like who was who, what was what. But I knew that gangs used to use graffiti to mark their territory, right? So when the hip hop culture spanned, and you got graffiti artists that came about, like that the one where we was talking and the brother said he started doing graffiti at 12 years old. Well, who was doing graffiti before you? You just got a lot of credit for it because you put your name attached, your street name attached to your graffiti, right? So that's that part. Then if it wasn't about the graffiti and it was about the breakdancing, who was breakdancing before Crazy Legs? Because you can't just necessarily say that Crazy Legs came up with this all new dance style. They're giving him credit for being one of the better at it, but I really believe he was not the originator of breakdancing either.
That's a good way to put it.
You see what I'm saying? Now, that's not taken away from his greatness as a break dancer. Because if people are giving you credit for being a great break dancer, then that is where it stands. But do you have the credibility to say you're the originator of breakdancing? Because if that's the case, we need to find some of them 70s videos. Remember when them little handheld camcorder things was out back then? Pictures, right? I'm quite sure they got a video somewhere of this man prior to any other person breakdancing. So that I'm just, like I said, my mind be moving on some stuff, and I have to get it out. Otherwise, I'm gonna forget it. But that was something that like kind of like caught my attention when we first did this podcast. Like they kept mentioning Crazy Legs and that he was a breakdancer. Well, who taught him? But I digress.
On that culture.
And look, he said, think about my earliest education far as visual on that culture. Okay.
Was breaking in Beat Street.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Ramon, Spit. So I know they had a presence somewhere, but it wasn't, none of them was on the mic.
Right.
They was doing graffiti, they was dancing.
Mm-hmm.
But from as far as I can remember, it was always one of us standing on the mic trying to keep a rhythm on a beat and rhyme and be entertaining. Even from the black and white clips you see of people you never heard of doing the little razzmatazz shit, it's always been us.
Right. And see, all of the elements of hip hop came from foundational Black American culture. All of them, every single one. Graffiti came out of Philly, and I had the first graffiti artist in the movie, a dude named Cornbread. He's the first person to do graffiti as a work of art in urban areas. That was the first guy. It ended up going to New York. We had Cool DJ D. That was a brother who brought the sound systems over into the Bronx, coming from Brooklyn, because people in Brooklyn going into the late 60s, they were mobile DJs and they had sound systems. We were rapping on records. You go to the 1920s, you got black folks rhyming on records. And what rap is, basically, you're atonally rhyming over a beat, meaning you're not committing to a note. You know what I'm saying? So you're rhyming, but you're not doing it to a note.
You can drag your vocal inflections as long as you're not trying to harmonize with a note.
Right. And that's basically what rapping is. You're rhyming over a beat without committing to a note. So we've been doing that. Going all the way to the 1920s. In the 1960s, there was a brother named Pigmeat Markham. Had a record.
Markham
had a couple of records where he's rapping over the record.
You consider him one of the first MCs?
I consider him one of the first influences of hip hop, because what makes hip hop is all the elements coming together. You see, because all the elements were there, but when they came together, that made it hip hop. So James Brown, he was a forefather of hip hop because he created funk. In order to have hip hop, you need the funk beats, where the beat is starting on the one. James Brown created funk.
That's how Caucasian and awkward and clumsy I am. As soon as you start talking about the beat, starting on the 1, 2, 3, and 4. As an MC, I've been in countless studios where engineers that don't know each other be like, damn, you start on the wrong beat. But somehow you make that shit work. Can I ask you about your perspective on the influence of disco in general, but not just disco in general, but specifically black disco, white disco, and any other versions of disco had in the 70s on our music?
Well, you got to understand, disco and hip hop were rising at the same time. It was on the rise at the same time. White disco was basically an imitation of the black disco, and many of the white disco songs, they had black singers singing them. You had a group called Foxy. They did a song called Get Off. There's a bunch of black girls singing background. The group Toto. And a lot of those disco records that were by the white artists, they had black background singers really doing the vocals. But even the first technical rap record was an amalgamation of a disco record, which Rapper's Delight was Good Times. Good Times was a popular disco record at the time. And you had the Funky 4 Plus One More, when they did their record, Rapping and Rockin' the House, that was Cheryl Lynn's Gotta Be Real, which was a hot disco R&B record at the time. So we've always rhymed over disco records.
I remember that song?
Eventually the beats got a little slower and a little more funkier. And we kept the rhyme patterns and just kind of flipped it different ways. So it's all from us. It all comes from us.
Listen to this.
Yeah. So it all boils down to that, huh, bro? Oh, Travis, what's that say? Cake La Rock and Gil Scott Heron. You know what? That's the people you was telling us about earlier, Chop, that we needed to research.
Yeah, Gil Scott a fool. He do a lot of what you would call political poetry, but it's really rap. Like before, you would consider it being rap.
Okay. Well, to check that out. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, folks, I hope we all can agree that finding out about the foundation of Black America has been an interesting journey for this weekend, from Friday to today. I hope Fat Joe offers up an apology for calling people who believe in the foundational Black American radical racist. I hope he offers up an apology and be sincere with it, because a lot of what we've discovered just in 2 days, people have been talking about for 2+ years, and have actual people who were there during the time that the culture known as hip hop, or the art form known as hip hop, break dancing, graffiti art, and so on and so forth was originated. And even before then, you still had information that was relevant to the foundation of hip hop. Like you said, James Brown funk. Even going back to the video I played with
They gonna act like they ain't never watched Everybody Hate Chris. That's what get me pissed off, Peter.
and look, that
on Everybody Hate Chris, that nigga stole that motherfucking Mama James Brown album. Why he stole it, y'all? All right, now let's not get this shit fucked up. They be showing y'all in these little series, and so just pay attention. I got one little video, just to sum up what I feel about it too, bro. I should pass it to him.
So, I just want our people to come to a better consensus about what's what. And if you have historical information related to the subject matter that people put before you, use that same, use that information. Don't just let these people say whatever they're saying and they
Be
don't
proud
mean
of who
it.
you are too, whatever that is, man. You don't have to take
Definitely.
the bullshit
Definitely.
that go along with your people. You could be the one to stop it. So
Right. Because where your lineage comes from does not define who you are as a person of today's time. It helps you figure out some things, but it doesn't necessarily define you. So, yeah, definitely be proud of who you are, no matter what you think of yourself. Be proud. So, man, I definitely want to say thank you to everybody who was in the chat tonight. Grace, DD504, Peaches, even though Peaches didn't leave too much of a comment, Nola Facts and Receipts, King. Wait, I want to make sure I say your name right, friend. Let me make sure I say it right. I gotta find it. King Avijah. Yeah. Did anybody else come in tonight? Oh, that's all. All right, folks. So, big shout out to everybody in the chat. Once again, DD504 Peaches, Nola Facts and Receipts. King Avi Ja.
yes, sir. I got one more before we leave, y'all. I'm gonna play this for y'all and we can roll out.
So let's talk. Like, are we being? Let me ask you: do you feel like we're being divisive and exclusionary by trying to delineate the fact that that this hip hop thing is something that we created and influenced from its inception, regardless of people who might have had other ethnic backgrounds? Are we in the wrong?
No, what it is, we're dealing with people who are divisive, who are projecting what's been their intent the whole time. It's like what political parties do. I'm gonna accuse the other party of doing what I plan on doing the whole time. They're being divisive when they have to divide themselves and say we were there, like we were at the party or we were influenced, and that's being divisive, because if we're all one thing, why do you have to raise your hand and say I was at the party?
You paid your money to get in and you had a good time. And unlike with your culture, we wasn't sitting around kicking y'all out and telling y'all can't be here because you don't fit. We weren't doing that. We said, welcome to the party. Now you done went to the party. You done ate some nachos, spilled some of that shit on the floor. You know what I mean? You came with this old wild ass dancing, knocking people all out the way with your mullets and jerry curls, and no, them looking like Kid Ray from Lean on Me. You came in messing everything, and we still say it cool. And now you want to come back 30 years later and say you the one that created the party, or you were undercover, hiding your ethnic background, speaking like us, talking like us, walking like us, dressing like us, listening to James Brown is like us. And then now that you've gotten a little bit on top, a little older, it was your culture that was doing it, when the truth is you were running from your culture. So what makes us respond the way we're responding is we allowed y'all to kick it. Yeah, we crack jokes on you, but we crack jokes on everybody. That's the part I want people to get over it. My thing is this: you want to be in the culture? I come from a roasting background. If you green, you in. You want to be part of the culture? We'll take all this culture.
Take it all.
Cracking jokes and talking shit is part of it. You dig what I'm saying? And so, yeah, we gonna clown you for your little Kid Ray mullets. Yeah, we gonna crown you like the elephant in the room when we taught you how to dress. When you said
with your mesh tank tops.
Yeah, y'all can't.
You know that's what y'all was wearing.
Y'all was wearing mesh tank tops. Y'all was wearing white jeans in December, and you was musty. And so, of course, we gonna crack some jokes. My grandfather called me the little fat motherfucker when I was 3. Get over it. The fuck is you grown?
Get over it.
I don't even empathize because black people, you know how it is, Lord Jamar. We walk out the house, we gotta walk out the house fresh. Why? Because we gonna get clowned by our big brother on the way out the house, your big sister on the way out the house, Miss Alice down the hallway. Then by the time you get to the front door of the school, if your shoes ain't right, if your collar's if your shirt is wrinkled,
if
you're not getting clowned by 15 people.
This what make you first start even thinking about your hair. Like somebody call you peasy or something. What?
Bruh.
What is that? And then you realize, oh, this is something you got to think about.
A good clown
yes,
is a call to action.
Through it. We all go through it in the foundational Black American community. So stop crying. Like I got people literally acting like, why are you being racist against Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans in your song? Come on, bro. First of all, I shout you out from the first line. Shout out Maricans and Jamaicans. I know you think I'm hating, but you had no influence in creation of this hip hop. Your participation was tip top, but Black Americans showed you how to rip shop. Now the next part when I talk.
Yeah, shout out to Lord Jamar, shout out to your boy, man. They really had a good point of view and a perspective on kind of how I felt about it. So I just wanted to sum it up for the people tonight. Appreciate y'all for coming through.
And for all those out there that still want to argue us down, get over it. Well, yeah, y'all, this has been another good one, man. Thank you once again. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and share button. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Once again, to the chat, DD504, Peaches, Grace, King Abijah, and Nola Facts and Receipts. Thank y'all all for jumping in tonight, man. Much appreciation. We'll see y'all again next week. P.Dot on the spot.
Silent Child 17.
And Chop Tracks was in the building, but I guess he got some business to take care of. We are Blunt Talk NOLA, and we are also out of here. Peace.
Peace, y'all.